This is Oklahoma's own News 9 in high definition.
An Oklahoma car dealership accused of funding terror overseas. What led the feds right to this doorstep? And the DEA is now investigating a multi-million-dollar money laundering scheme with possible terrorist ties. It starts right here in Oklahoma. The scheme begins at used car lots, which are used as cover for drugs and illegal activity, as News 9's Ivana Johnson reports.
Undercover agents closed in on this used car dealership in Tulsa Friday, which is one of dozens involved in a multi-layered money laundering scheme.
Terrorist groups across the world are looking for new sources of funding. One of the best ways for terrorists to finance their activities is through drug trafficking proceeds.
Here's how it works. Used cars are shipped from the United States to several places in West Africa. After they are sold at a 15 to 20% markup, the profit goes to Hezbollah. Some money comes back to the U.S. to buy more cars.
It's kind of confusing. It's very complicated, but this involves, trade-based money laundering, which happens to be used car proceeds mixed in with drug proceeds and eventually going to Hezbollah, which obviously has, I believe, killed more Americans than any other group other than Al-Qaeda.
In all, 30 domestic companies are being investigated. The red flag for the DEA? This small used car dealership, Ace Auto in Tulsa, received more than $20 million of wire transfers.
America's insatiable appetite for drugs, unfortunately, is contributing to the rise and the strength of these terrorist organizations that want nothing more than to destroy us. So we're destroying ourselves with drug use and drug abuse and trafficking.
Ivana Johnson, News 9.
No arrests to report so far. A joint terror task force is looking for more than $480 million from Lebanese institutions. And that Tulsa dealership that was raided is now part of an international terror investigation. And a Tulsa auto business is named in a federal lawsuit that accuses 30 U.S. car buyers of being in league with a money laundering operation for the Lebanese Hezbollah. Federal authorities say the operation pumped up to $300 million into the financial system that benefits that militant group. And continuing coverage on that nationwide money laundering scheme. Government officials say American companies are funding Hezbollah. The group has attacked American targets for decades. And now officials say 30 American companies are avenues for hundreds of millions of dollars funneled to the group.
You have millions of dollars going through businesses in the United States, in about 10 states. We've identified about 30 businesses that are buying used cars in the United States, shipping those cars to Africa for resale.
Now, it was all part of a drug and money laundering network U.S. officials say was spearheaded by a Lebanese national now under indictment in this country. The new complaint seeks forfeiture of more than $480 million, including all assets from those U.S.-based companies. DEA agents are also looking into a car dealership in Tulsa as part of that investigation.